好，欢迎大家回来。各位朋友，大家好，大家晚上好，欢迎大家今天来参加我们2022年的 European Study Talk 留学欧洲说明会。那这个活动是由欧洲在台官方单位联合举办，我们从2022年的9月一直要进行到2023年的2月，整个系列活动将邀请到了超过50多所的这个欧洲知名的高等校院来为大家留学欧洲线上说明。那有的国家是德国、英国、法国、比利时、荷兰、瑞士、瑞典以及意大利等这个专业的顶尖欧洲大学将接力的为你的留学计划来指点迷津。那除了商管学校、资讯学院，甚至还有著名的理工、设计、观光、医学系等知名的院校都有加入，所以都会提供你最新的教育制度、申请流程、奖学金资讯，以及还有毕业后在当地以及工作或者是创业的这个相关的最新资讯。你一定可以收集到你所需要的资讯，而且听到有些学校的这个学长姐的经验分享，都要来帮助你在准备申请的路上，可以给你更多的帮助。今晚留学欧洲部署未来，我们即将要进行的是英国华威大学。这一所非常著名的这个研究型的大学，又是英国常春藤罗素集团下面的这个知名大学。学校创立于在1965年，稳居英国的排名前10位啊。这个华威大学在1967年就成立了世界知名的华威商学院，其外这个经济还有数学系更是常年的这个位居全英国的前列的名次。那英国华威大学呢，长期在英国政府组织的这个官方 RAE 的这科学研究水准评估中，位居非常前面的位置。如果你是在于研究领域以及还有了解这个 RAE 这个排名科学研究水准这个排名表的同学的话，你一定可以常常看到华威大学的这个名次位于非常非常的前面。那华威商学院被誉为英国顶尖的这个商学院之一，在欧洲还有在全球范围，这个已建立了非常高的这个学术声望，在商业界呢更享有这个非常卓越的口碑。那学校的招生标准跟这个教学以及研究的质量非常非常的高，又是世界9大投资银行在全球的那个目标选校校生之一啊。学校以及其他的学科也非常多的这个研究专案，例如这个全球英国的这个像无人车的研究、AI 以及还有其他科学跟全球位居于全球挑战、全球议题上。这个英国的华威大学都有非常多的参与，可想而知，如果你进了这个华威大学来就读，你当然除了你的专业可以更加的坚强以外，你当然还有机会，更多的机会可以参加到国际以及还有国家级的研究，甚至还有机会是个跟这个顶尖以及高品质研究跟教学能量的教授以及同学一起来进修，想必真的是非常幸福哦。这个待会校代就会来跟我们详细的介绍英国华威大学的课程介绍、申请的流程以及还有程序，甚至还有要求、学校的生活啊、费用啊等等资讯，甚至都希望大家能给大家更多的帮助。那今天晚上我们就赶紧来邀请华威大学Kelly 让他来告诉我们如何部署你的未来，如何强化你的专业跟人脉，还有以及告诉我们国际学生这个留学以及之后的学涯之路。那在各位听完以后，请你将你的问题不要忘记打在我们的 Q&A 的栏位当中，我们最后可以请校代以及还有在台的代表来帮我们回答所有的问题。好，那时间刚刚好，我们就let's welcome Kelly and Yue for the University of Warwick presentation. Over to you.
Thank you very much. So my name is Kaylee and I'm based here at the University of Warwick in the UK. I'm just going to share my screen with you, so bear with me for 1 second. So like I say, my name is Kaylee and I'm a student recruitment officer here at the University of Warwick, and today I'm going to share with you lots of information about Warwick and what you can expect if you decide to study with us. So firstly, let me tell you a bit about our student community. We have over 28,000 students who study here at Warwick, and that's a mixture of postgraduate and undergraduate students as well. Those students are from all over the world, and as you can see, we've got 145 different nationalities represented at Warwick. We're very international, and over 10,000 of our students are actually from outside of the UK, or you might refer to those students as overseas students or international students, but either way, it's a big proportion of our student population. And then finally, we've got almost 7,000 staff, and those staffs are in lots of different roles across the university. So they might be teaching you, they might be academics, they might be in the professional services, such as the international team, which is where I work, and lots of different other services to make sure that you have the best experience possible. And those people are also from all over the world as well. Moving on to Warwick's location, you can see on the left of the screen that we've got a map of the UK, and Warwick is the purple circle right in the middle of England. So as you can see, it's not too far from other places in the UK and in England specifically. So we're just over an hour from London on the high-speed train. So it's really to get to the capital city if you want to. And one of the closest cities to us would be Coventry. So that's the 10th biggest city in England, and it has quite a big student population. Then other places of interest nearby, you might have heard of Manchester. That is about 2 hours away from the Warwick campus. And then about just 30 minutes away is Birmingham, which is England's second city. So lots of places of interest nearby, but we are a campus university first and foremost. So shortly I'll give you some more information about the Warwick campus. So here is an aerial view picture of the Warwick campus. It's 720 acres in total, so it's absolutely huge, and it's a bit like its own mini city really. It's all purpose built for you as a student at the University of Warwick, and there's everything you could possibly want in one place. So you can walk around on foot if you want to, or you might prefer to cycle. You can take a bike, or you can borrow and hire bikes on the campus. There's even e-scooters, so electric scooters that you can rent, and you can use them to get around campus as well. But for the most part, you'll see students just walking around campus. It's easy to get from A to B. Now I'm going to show you some of the buildings that you'll find on the campus. So in the centre, you've got all your teaching buildings, you've got the library, we've also got lots of restaurants and cafes. We've even got our very own art centre, and obviously you can see all the department buildings there as well. And we've got our own sports centre on campus. We've got a taxi and a bus rank, so it's easy to get to those areas that I mentioned before. And then your accommodation is around the outskirts of the campus, as well as a small supermarket that's actually based on the campus if you need to get hold of your essentials for cooking and eating. There is a bigger shopping centre where you can get everything that you need as well. And that's about a 10 or 15-minute walk from the campus. And there you can get all the types of food that you'd be looking for, and anything else you might need for your stay at the university. So thinking about where you might be staying if you decide to study at Warwick, we do have lots of on-campus accommodation available, and this is both for undergraduate students and postgraduate students. And as an international student, you are prioritised. We have over 7,000 rooms available on campus. And as long as you meet our certain deadlines, then you will be fine to get accommodation with us. So it's all self-catered options, and you've got around 12 different residences to choose from. Some are self-catered, they're all self-catered, but some are ensuite private bathroom and some have shared bathrooms. So there's lots of different options. It really depends on what your needs are. All of your utility bills are included in the rent. And as to what you can expect from the accommodation, it will be mixed gender. It will also be people of different ages, on different courses, and from different countries too. The only people who live separately are the undergraduates from the postgraduates. We've also got something called partner accommodation, and this is an off-campus accommodation option. It's not run by the university, it's with a partner provider who Warwick works closely with, and your contract would be directly with the partner accommodation provider. So their accommodation is very close to the university campus, but not on the university campus. But it still has, you know, really great quality rooms and kitchens and living areas, and it's really easy to get to the campus from that accommodation. So that's another option for you if you would prefer not to live directly on the university campus and perhaps have a 10-15 minute walk to the campus itself. Okay, so in terms of our rankings, this is something that's very well known for Warwick around the world. So I'm going to start with our UK rankings. There's 3 major league tables that we use here in the UK, and we are top 10 in all 3 of those major league tables. So in these league tables, they look at things like research quality, teaching quality, student to staff ratios, they look at student satisfaction, and a whole number of other factors that come into these rankings as well. So it's great to see that we are in the top 10 for all 3 of those. And also considering we're one of the Russell Group universities, and we're the youngest of the Russell Group institutions as well. We were established in 1965. In terms of subject rankings, it's always good to see where your course might sit in those in your UK rankings specifically. So in the top 10, you can see there's a whole host of different subjects that we've got. So I could only list so many on the screen, but those are the rankings that come in the top 10 in the UK here. And you can see that that's within those 3 different league tables that I was referring to before. Then in terms of our world rankings, we are 64th in the QS World University Rankings for 2023, and we're 78th in the Times World Rankings. So again, I think as a relatively young university, so we're only established in 1965, we're already up there in the top 100 universities in the world. And some of those universities have been around for hundreds of years. So I think it really shows how good Warwick is and how much it's striving to be one of the very best in the world. In terms of the subjects that we have at Warwick, hopefully here you will be able to see a subject area that's of interest to you. These are separated into 3 columns because we've got 3 different faculties at Warwick. So we've got the Faculty of Arts, we've got the Faculty of Sciences, and we've got the Faculty of Social Sciences as well. And then you can see all the different departments and the subject schools underneath those faculties. Our most popular subjects generally, and particularly from Taiwan, would be things like business and management, but also courses that tend to be popular across the board would be things like statistics, maths, economics, and engineering as well. So I just wanted to highlight some of our more popular schools and departments at Warwick. So we've got our Warwick Business School. You've probably heard of it. So they have some undergraduate courses, including accounting and finance, international management and management. And our business management and marketing and accounting and finance are all ranked first in the UK. Then for our masters within the Warwick Business School, we've got a lot of different business courses available, including management, international business, finance, accounting and finance. There's a lot of different options available to you. And then finally, we also have MBA. and we have the executive MBA, and then also the full-time MBA and a distance learning MBA as well. And if you want to look at the entry requirements for any of the courses for our Warwick Business School, then feel free to go to the website, and if you have any trouble finding the right entry requirements, then you can drop us a message and we'll try and answer at the end of this session. And so also just wanted to highlight the Department of Economics. This is also a really popular school, and Warwick's quite well known for its economics courses. So we have a few undergraduates courses, as you can see on the left there. And then in the middle, we've got our MScs in economics. That's all our postgraduate master's courses as well. And economics was ranked first in the UK at Warwick. And also in the QS World University Rankings, we were 25th, and that was 2021. Thinking about employer rankings, so I'm sure it would be very important to you if you're going to invest your time and your money in studying in the UK. You want to know that you're going to get a good job when you graduate from Warwick. So you can rest assured that we are ranked 6th in the UK in terms of employer reputation. So we're the 6th most targeted university in the UK by the top employers in the UK. And we're actually 32nd in the world for employer reputation. So if you're thinking of going and working elsewhere, then we also have very good connections and a great reputation around the world as well. So it should look absolutely fantastic to have a Warwick University degree on your resume. So how do we help you with building that resume? So we have a careers service. The careers service is for all Warwick students. It doesn't matter what subject you're studying, and they will put on different careers events throughout the year. So they might be more generic careers events, or they could be region specific. So for example, every year they do an East Asia recruitment fair where they'll invite employers from across East Asia to meet with students and to network with you and to give advice and guidance on the kind of skills that they're looking for. Or perhaps you'd like to go to work in London, or you want to stay in the Midlands. They will do kind of geographical, regional careers fairs. And they also do very subject-specific fairs as well. So your department, so if you're at Warwick Business School, for example, they'll do their very own business fair that's very specific to the sectors that you would like to be working in. Other things that you can do with the careers team, they can give you CV writing help to make your CV or your resume as good as it can be. If you need interview help, they can do that for you. And perhaps you get an interview for an internship, then they will book you in and give you a mock interview so that you can practice and prepare and be the best you can be for the actual interview itself. So there is a whole host of career support available to you, and you can access that as soon as you get an offer to study at the University of Warwick. And then once you've got your job in the future, you can still access the Warwick Careers website at any time in the future if you need further support. Just further on from that, this is more general. This is the UK's graduate route visa. You've probably heard of this. This is a fantastic initiative for international students to stay and work in the UK after you've graduated from your degree. So say you complete your degree at the University of Warwick and you decide you'd like to stay in the UK and get a job. So this visa will allow you to do that. It lasts for 2 years and you can apply whilst you're still in the UK. All you have to do is successfully complete your degree, and that could either be an undergraduate degree or a master's degree, or even PhD. There's no minimum salary requirements that you have to meet, and it also allows you to change jobs as well. So perhaps if you just go for an entry job to start with whilst you're just trying to find your feet, and then it gives you the time to and takes off the pressure to keep applying for other jobs, and then you can do that with this visa. There's not too many restrictions on this visa. So it's a fantastic opportunity if you would like to stay and work in the UK. And this only came into place about 18 months ago now. So we're just starting to see those students who have taken the most of this opportunity recently. Okay, now moving on to the more fun side of the University of Warwick, I'm going to talk really briefly about your student life, because I know that my colleague Yua, who is also here to talk to you, is going to mention a little bit more about students and from Taiwan in particular. So just to let you know, we have 250 different societies. Societies are a bit like clubs, where you meet with people with similar interests, and it's quite a nice social activity to do in your spare time. And I'll give you a few examples of the ones we have in a second. And we've also got 65 different sports clubs, so everything from football to rugby and much, much more. If you're into sports, then there is something for everyone. There's also a lot of employment options on the campus and in the local area as well. If you just would like to do some part-time work whilst you're studying, you can do that. Just to reiterate how close we are to the city centre of Coventry. So it's between 12 and 16 minutes by bus, and those buses run really regularly. So some of those societies that I just mentioned, there's just a nice spread of them here. So as an example, you've got the Warwick Comedy Society, you've got the Language Society, and you've got the Politics Society. So that's just a few of 250 different societies that you might decide to join. And it's a great way to meet people in your spare time. And there are some that are postgraduate specific as well. Okay, so just a little bit more about the facilities that we have on the Warwick campus. So I told you we've got a very big campus, and I pointed out lots of the buildings that you'll be able to find there. But I just wanted to focus on a couple of the newer buildings that we've got. So this is the Warwick Arts Centre. It's, as you can see, very modern. It was only finished, I think it was early this year. It was completed. And it's got an art gallery, it's got cinema screens inside, it's got a theatre, and it's got a studio as well. So in here you can get discounted tickets to go to the cinema or the theatre, and there's also a really lovely restaurant inside, which I would recommend you try if you come to the university. We've also got the new Faculty of Arts building. So that was finished last year. And as you can see, it's a beautiful modern building, both inside and out. And that is for any students studying one of our humanities or arts programs. So for example, English or history of arts or classics, those students would be based in this building. But it doesn't matter. If you're a business student, you can still go into this building and make use of the study spaces that are available. And there's a really nice cafe in there as well. So I'm coming to the last few of my slides now. I just wanted to give you some information about how you can discover more about Warwick. So the first thing I wanted to highlight is our virtual tour. So if you were to click on this link, let's just see if that will work. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully this is loading and you'll be able to see. So on our virtual tour, it might just take a few seconds to load. You will be able to see the campus as if you were there, because I understand it can be hard to visit in person. And it just gives you a really nice feel for the campus, and you can use your mouse to click around. And I think if you access it on your phone, you should be able to move it around with your finger. And there you can see the Arts Centre in real life. And that's what it looks like there. And you can click yourself around the campus and just get a really good feel of how modern it is. how picturesque it is and how big it is as well. So I just wanted to highlight that to you. Then secondly, I wanted to let you know, if you're looking to study an undergraduate degree at Warwick, then we have recordings still available on our website from the undergraduate open days. They took place in September. So feel free to go onto the Warwick website and you can just search open days and you should be able to find the recordings there. Oh, and then we've also got, sorry, bear with me. We've also got the PG open days and they're upcoming. So Wednesday, the 30th of November, is that next week? Yes, that's next week. So you could come to our virtual postgraduate open day. And so there you'll be able to speak to academics from the departments and other staff from the departments that you're interested in. The Warwick Business School will certainly be doing a talk on the virtual open day, and you'll be able to hear from current students, and you'll also be able to hear about the accommodation and things like that as well. And then finally, there's the links at the bottom if you'd like to register your attendance for any of the open days. Okay, if you'd like to know anything about our scholarships at Warwick, this is an undergraduate specific scholarship. This year we received 2,300 applications for 250 scholarships. So pretty good chances really if you're an undergraduate student, and actually one of those went to a student from Taiwan. And that equates to 33% of the students who came to Warwick from Taiwan got a scholarship, so that's fantastic. If you're looking at postgraduate studies at Warwick, there's also a lot of other scholarships available. So it's between 10% and 50% towards your tuition fees. There's lots of different departments that offer scholarships, including the business school. So do have a look at those scholarships on the website. And there's even a tool that you can use to look at scholarships. And that's the link there. And all you need to do is select your country and then select the department that you're interested to study in. And it will come up with any scholarships that are available. Okay, so if you are looking to apply to an undergraduate course at Warwick, you would need to apply via a website called ucas.com, and there is a deadline of January the 25th, 2023, and it's a really important deadline. And you can see the different entry requirements that we have. So we look at A-levels, IB or AP, or you might have to do a foundation programme. Then if you're looking to apply to study postgraduate at Warwick, there is a deadline of the 31st of July. There is an application fee for our courses if you're applying online. And then there are deposits to pay, and in particular the Warwick Business School is £1,500. I believe it has to be paid within 4 weeks of you receiving an offer if you decide you would like to accept that offer. And then there's the tuition fees. They've just been updated actually, so if you want the most up-to-date fees, do look on the Warwick web pages, and if you can't find them, let us know. And then finally, the entry requirements that we ask for is 4-year bachelor's with a score of 75% or B from a well-ranked university. Okay, so now I'm moving on. I'm going to pass over to Yua. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and she's going to tell you a little bit more about studies at Warwick. So over to you, Yua.
Thank you. OK, Hello， 大家好，我是那个Warwick 资深校友，那今天很高兴参加这个 European Study Talk 的活动，那我就是以代表校友的身份来跟大家介绍一下有关于同学会还有那个校友。那 先介绍一下我自己我叫月娥，黄月娥。那我回国应该是2000年回国之后，服务于阴阳留学顾问公司，就是 UK Star。那目前为 Warwick 学校的在台代表处，所以到至今我服务学校已经有超过21年的历史，对学校是非常熟悉，那也有非常深厚的情感。那我们的服务呢，就是针对学生方面，我们会协助学生准备文件以及提出申请，所以学生如果有任何问题，其实都欢迎与我们询问。那我们的其他活动呢，也会包括就是安排学校的老师或是学校代表来台湾参访。那我们的活动其实很多都是跟同学会跟校友会一起合作，因为我们关系跟他们非常好，所以像新生的行业说明会校友会的分享，还有求职活动等等，所以就欢迎大家如果以后决定要对 Warwick 有兴趣的话，都欢迎与我们联系。好，我想出国念书，其实最重要就是你要增广你的见闻。那其中呢，就是要多结交一些好朋友。那刚刚 Kelly 有特别介绍一下 Warwick 其实有超过200多个社团。我们的台湾同学会也是学校的社团组织之一呢。那现在的会长是大学部的 Kelly Wu。他们基本上每年的同学会都会固定，就是主要是安排这些活动。那包括像迎新职涯发展，那职涯讲座他们会邀请就是目前在英国工作的一些校友回学校去分享他们在英国如何找工作。那也是有一些节庆的活动，就是透过这些活动来联系大家情感。那像在我记得是第3个 term 的时候，也会有就是推广台湾的一些美食食物给学校的师生的老师跟同学们，而且听说之前都受到广受非常大的一个回响，非常受欢迎。那最重要的是最后就是也会安排那个续品的服务，因为他们会去survey一些就是让大家在尤其像硕士学生的话，1年课程结束之后，你有东西要寄回家的话，这个其实是还蛮重要的一个海运的提供服务。所以我想同学会除了就是联谊感情之外，其实最重要就是要互相帮忙，尤其是在出门在外你想家的时候，或者是真的难免有紧急的情况发生所以同学会其实是大家算是直接可以协助大家的。那也欢迎就是大家到英国后非常就是可以参加校友就是同学会的活动。那这个是他们今年这一届的social media。那我们每年也会帮学生就是建立 Facebook 跟 Line， 让比如说2023年的新生可以提前互相认识。好，再来介绍一下 Warwick 台湾同学会。因为 Warwick 台湾同学会呢，算是英国第一个大学在台湾跟内政部成立的一个社团组织，那也是最活跃联谊最密切的一个校友会。我们的第一任的会长呢是政大财政系教授，就是黄明胜教授。那现任的校友是毕业于我们的硕士，就是国际贸易策略现在的 Joseph 黄。那经过这几年的，应该说这20多年来的这些会长的就是积极的耕耘，我们其实校友会有一定的算是非常大的一个规模。那 Joseph 像他们这几届呢，就是特别除了以往的大会年会活动之外呢，他们这2-3年也特别扩大去举行一些不同类型的联谊活动，所以包括品酒健行，然后甚至到现在的一些跨校的联谊活动，其实就是透过这样的活动可以让大家一些联系感情。那在这边给大家介绍一下几个一些比较杰出的一些校友，因为我想大家在选学校的时候呢，其实应该还蛮注重毕业后的发展。 那像刚刚Kelly 有分享到 Warwick 其实在学生求职这一块有提供非常详细的一些辅导跟协助学生找工作。那 Warwick 的毕业生其实在他那个 graduate market 都排名都还蛮前面的。一直都是在全英前10名内。那个不只是在英国的名气好，其实在台湾的话，我们 Warwick 的校友不管在工商政学界，其实都有非常卓越的一个口碑。那像学术界呢，我想大家如果在学校多少也会碰到华威毕业的校友，就是担任你的老师。那像据我知道，就是现在的台大管理学院的副院长暨 EMBA 执行长谢明慧教授也是 Warwick 的校友。那台科大的副校长周子全也是我们华威的校友。那刚刚有提到政治系的财政系黄明胜老师。那除此之外，他们经济系、企管、法律系、国际系，据我所知都有华威毕业的校友在那边担任教职。那我这边的右上方佘日新老师，他是逢甲大学的国际科技管理学院院长，他其实也非常杰出，所以我们之前有校友会有邀请他回来跟大家分享一下一些市场的一些人才的重要性。好，那在左下角这边呢，最旁边的那一张图，第2位就站我旁边那一位Jimmy 黄教授呢，他也是华威的校友。那他现在是英国 Nottingham 商学院的副院长，其实他也对算是就是对我们台湾的学生都非常照顾。那右边出来第2位呢，这一位呢，大家如果真的要去 Warwick 的话，一定要认识他。他叫 David 高，这个是非常知名的一个企业家，他是 Warwick 的校友。那他之前是英国台商会的前会长，那也是欧洲与英国的青商会的荣誉会长。那现在是英国的地方会员。那担任捷鼎公司的全球执行长与英国政府 G-Cloud 的那个云战略营运长，所以他的成就非常大吼，他将把一些台湾的高科技的企业，其实他带到英国去，他是一个非常非常具有领导的一个人物。那像他的头衔非常广，然后非常忙，可是他是非常非常就是身为Warwick校友，他也对同学会跟校友其实都非常愿意帮忙，所以只要有时间，他就会回学校参加同学会的那个我们刚刚讲的职涯发分享。那也常常如果说刚好碰到校友会的话，他也会抽空去参加，分享他在那个英国的多年的一些旅英的经验。那除此之外呢 ，Warwick 在创业这一块其实也非常好，因为学校它算是一个蛮新，也不算新，就是说应该说它是非常鼓励学生去做一些创新的就是有关于 innovation 这一块，所以他也鼓励学生如果有新的 idea 的话，其实可以把它变成你的一个就是对未来一个发展这样子。所以针对创业这一块，我们有像中间这2张照片，第2张的话，右边那个他叫 Jack， 还有第3张中间这2位呢，都是 Warwick WNG 的校友。那他们在当时就是透过学校的那个产学育成中心，就是Warwick Incubator 这样子的一个育成中心，有点像我们台湾的孵蛋计划，顺利的拿下英国的创业签证，所以在英国成功的创业。那 Jack 呢，他后来就是还是回台湾，又建立另外一家公司，是帮金融的一个资料治理平台。那他也成功了，就是没多久之前，他成功了募集到290多万美金哈，所以他的事业也做得越来越大。那他现在的公司呢，也向国际上发展。那他公司的团队因为一直扩展，他也就是把一些工作机会也提供我们 Warwick 的毕业的校友。那我们中间这2位呢，就是Andrea 王跟 Veronica 张，他们这2位是在英国的创立一个新的科技公司叫 Favor Up。那尤其是那个 Veronica， 她非常极力推广所谓的不妥协经济效益的永续时尚。那在名列英国的前50大具有影响力的一个产业人物，那也获得了全球的 Women in Marketing 的产业形塑成一个 Industrial Shaper Award 的得奖主，所以非常非常杰出，而且他们在当时应该说这前2年都还不到30岁，就他们的作为是非常引以为傲。好，这个是有关于创业这一块。然后我们上星期六刚好结束我们2022年的一个 Warwick 年终晚宴，那我们也趁机邀请我们4位一些不同领域的校友来分享。那因为时间不够，所以大家可以稍微看一下，因为像第1位 Queen， 他是我们学校的政治系博士班毕业的，所以他现在是 GE 的Engagement Director。那第2位呢是我们学校的数学系，因为我们学校数学系也很强他现在在任职在那个波士顿顾问公司，是全球3大顾问管理公司。那我们行销毕业的校友也有在脸书，那另外一位他目前是在 Asta， 所以我们就邀请他们来分享一下他们的一个求职的一个过程。好，那所以大家呢可以看到说 Warwick 其实是一个非常资源非常丰富的学校，所以也鼓励大家你之后可以到 Warwick 成为 Warwick 一员这样子，因为成为 Warwick 我想你所到的资源不仅是可以从学校，还有我们 UK Star 的 support， 那同学会这边还有校友会这边其实是都可以提供一些很棒的一些协助。那我想这个也是给你自己一个挑战，最好的一个学习的成长的机会，所以希望透过这个机会呢，可以让你多了解一下有关于 Warwick 的学校，那希望有机会你也可以成为 Warwick 一员。好，那这边就是我的分享。Okay, this is my sharing. So, 如果大家有什么问题的话，可以在那个问答那边。Okay, over to you, Dan.
OK， 谢谢月儿，谢谢 Kelly。好，那欢迎大家赶紧把你有想到的，或者是你关于跟你自己亲身比较有实际的状况，你可以把你的问题打在我们的 Q&A 的问与答的栏位当中。那我们再来邀请校代以及还有就是月儿来帮我们协助回答。好 ，OK，I think I can't stop throwing out a question. Oh, yeah, okay. We have one question here. Okay, let's start. Does the student need to provide a GMAT score to apply for the Warwick Business School?
Kelly, do you want to answer this? Or
yeah, so it depends what they want to apply for. If they're applying for one of the master's programs like the management or accounting and finance or something like that, they don't need to provide GMAT. Although that being said, it can always strengthen an application if they want to do it, or if they've already got it, then they can submit it, but it's not required. And what we do need GMAT for is most of the MBAs, I believe, and again it just makes the application competitive because they get so many applications, particularly in the business school. A GMAT can really help strengthen an application, and I believe for the MBA they're looking at around, I think it was 660 is the average score that they got last year, so they'd be looking at something around there. That's just for the MBA. So the other courses, no, it's not required.
Okay. All right. So my next question may be to also for the student to apply for the accommodation. Is it guaranteed that the maybe international student would get a place at the accommodation?
So accommodation isn't guaranteed unless this is for undergraduate students and they meet the deadline. So the deadline is the 31st of July, or it might have changed slightly for next year. But as long as they apply by that deadline and they meet all the eligibility criteria, so it's usually they have to have accepted their offer to study at Warwick, apply for the accommodation by the deadline, then they would be guaranteed. But that's undergraduate only. So there's no guarantees for postgraduate students. However, you will be very likely, so that's the closest I can give you to a guarantee of getting a room on campus, because like I say, there's 7,000 rooms, so if you want to live on campus and you apply in good time, it's very likely that you would get a spot on campus.
I see. Yeah, it would be great if they can get a place at, the accommodation on campus or the new accommodation that you just mentioned about. It looks so nice. And yeah. Okay, for the registration, what does the student need to prepare for the registration? Maybe the document, like IELTS, what's the score, what's the requirement for that?
Do you want to take this one?
I think it depends on different programs, because the entry requirement is a bit different. For the business school, I think IELTS you have to achieve 7 in overall, and for the even in the WBS, their entry requirement for the undergraduate school is quite a bit different. Like finance, it will be require a higher score, over 80s, because generally will be 75 for most of well ranked university in Taiwan. But for finance relative program, they will require over the 80s. Yeah, so this I think 75 is for the most program.
So for the Warwick Business School, does the student need to have the working experiences before they apply?
No, I think just MBA is require at least 3 years. Is preferable with manager positions when they applied. But other master degree, no, I don't think so. They require, they don't need to have a working experience.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. That's nice. So for you, what if the student here in Taiwan, if they want to maybe to get your advice and on their application form, or maybe the future, after they graduate from the Warwick University, can they just book the appointment with you, or what would you, to advise the student tonight?
Yeah, I think they can contact me, because I share Kaylee contact details and myself. Yeah, so they can reach me by email or through the line or telephone, or just pop to my office. We are our office is near in National Taiwan University.
Okay, that's very convenient.
Yeah, so they can book an appointment with us before they come. Yeah.
So for Kelly, I know from the sharing that you was sharing earlier, there are so many alumni. They have been maybe doing their startup business at the university. Does that mean the university was helping them, or what does the advice or how assistance that the university will give to the students?
Yeah, there is an innovation hub that students can access at Warwick. So if students have an idea where they want to set up a business, they can go and speak to them, and they can offer them advice on how to go about it, and how to market it, and the best plans to get ready for when they graduate, I guess. So there's a lot of assistance available. And if students are really interested in entrepreneurship, there is actually a pathway within our MBA. There's a specialism they can do in entrepreneurship as well. So if that's something that's of interest, and then they should definitely look at that on the Warwick Business School website.
Sure. Okay, so here from the alumni point of view, what would you suggest or advise the audience tonight, to maybe to get in touch with the alumni association more, and then so they can get more about the university information, or what would you suggest then?
Yeah, I think they can contact Joseph. Alumni also, we also got a IG and Facebook, but I think that Facebook is not an open site. You have to graduate from Warwick, then you can, yeah.
But they can always,
they can always contact me, and I will refer. Like you want to someone graduate with the same departments, I can refer alumni to everyone.
To share the experiences.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I think the more the student or the audience tonight, if they can talk to more alumni to get to hear more experience, I think that would definitely help them, for their future study at the University of Warwick. I think that's pretty much it. And I think both of you, because your information are very informative and also very detailed, I think our presentation, pretty much it tonight. Are there anything that both of you would like to add before we are closing tonight?
No, just thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you. And if anyone interested to become a worker, you are very welcome to contact us.
Yeah. 好，那我们今天晚上华威大学的说明会就到这里。大家如果对于未来想要走商科，以及还有一些针对于全球议题有相关的科系的话，真的可以好好的上一下华威大学的官网，或者是跟我们台湾校代代表来联络，或者是也可以直接写信给我们英国校方的学校代表来索取更多的资讯，以及还有就是帮助你在决定学校以及如何申请这个上面都可以得到很大的注意。那我们今天再一次谢谢 Kelly, thanks Kelly, and also thanks for great information tonight. 好，那我们Thank you， 谢谢今天的参与。我们周四11月24号晚上7点钟有2所法国的理工人才的摇篮以及航太的大学要带给大家相关的资讯。如果还没有报名的同学，也请你务必赶紧上我们的官方网站这边来报名。法国理工大学的这个摇篮以及航太的精选学校都可以提供给你更多的留学欧洲的相关资讯。那报名链接，请你务必上我们的官网来报名，以及还有在离开之前，如果有机会有时间，请您务必帮我们填一下问卷调查，以方便我们可以作为日后规划以及办理活动的参考。再一次谢谢大家的参加，我们礼拜四见喽，好，拜拜。